What it is, YouTube? It's your boy Jay back with another reaction video. And today I got top 10 crazy scary ghost videos. I know I ain't been on here for a hot little minute, probably about give or take over a year. But I've been wanting to get to something like this in a minute, so I ain't gonna ramble too much longer. Let's go ahead and get into this thing.
Paranormal enthusiast James White has a very spooky business. He professionally arranges and hosts seances in allegedly haunted and abandoned buildings in Toronto, Canada. James is hosting a seance at the historic Lambton House with a group of curious participants. The Lambton House is a former inn that was built in 1860, and it is said to be extremely haunted. Now James White and his group are about to witness something absolutely terrifying.
Is it a person? So they're getting high? Are they in this room? Is it a male? Why did you turn back? Yeah. Keep your hands together. Do not break the case.
While in the middle of the seance, one participant is forcefully yanked backwards out of his chair by an unseen force.
Is it a male?
The door behind me was open, and I had my partner sitting beside me, and we had the door. Like the door was open behind us, and we thought we heard something back there, but nothing was there. So we turned, and I looked, and I saw nothing. So I turned my head back towards the group, like circle, and we're all holding hands. And then all of a sudden, I just felt like this force just come and pull me back, and it was like aggressive. Like aggressive. It wasn't like calm, it was aggressive. Like it was trying to kill me or something. I don't even know. My feet were like flat on the ground, wasn't moving. I was holding hands with people beside me, and it just pulled me. And I felt like someone was coming up behind me, like standing up behind me. As I was sitting in the chair, and like taking my shoulders and like pulling me towards the mirror. It was crazy.
Fellow participants and eyewitnesses from the seance took to Instagram to share their stories about the incident. One seance witness had this to say about the strange event. I sat across from him when this happened, and it was fantastic to see. Another witness says, I was there. Another epic seance with James White seance.
Why would that be
So did
happening?
James White capture evidence of an unknown entity aggressively grabbing an innocent visitor at the Lambton House? I leave it up to you to decide.
Is it a male?
Scream.
I can't lie. If that was to happen to me, I wouldn't be able to finish that seance. I probably would have been in the seance anyway. So, I can't even tell you. I probably would have ran out there hollering. I wouldn't want to come back. It's just the whole nine. I wouldn't been like, nah, man, I can't do that, bro. The way he got pulled back, that was definitely aggressive. That had some force behind that. I wouldn't be able to do nothing like that. That's no sir, not me.
YouTube channel These Dark Adventures says that an anonymous fan emailed her about a very creepy experience he had while driving home late one night. The dash cam video shows the man driving down an isolated country road in the middle of nowhere. Suddenly, he spots something that makes his blood run cold.
Get a message from somebody unknown, that's already sounds suspicious to me. I wouldn't trust it at all. Like, why? I don't see why people go through this. I don't know. To me, that don't sit with me. I'm like, nah, it's too, as other people like to use, it's too sketchy for me. I can't do that. I would ignore that message, went on about my day. So I don't understand how some people can do it. Why would you do that? I don't understand. Why would you do that? Why would you see somebody walking and look like it's in the wilderness somewhere in the country, and you see some like walking, got blood on them, and you stopped it? No, man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't wrap my head around this. I don't understand why some people do this. It's just everything. If it looks crazy to me, I'm not doing it. Keep on driving, bro. Okay, cool. You over there I'm gonna keep on driving, bro. I'm not doing that. He set himself up for that. No, sir. No, not me.
If she needs help.
Please, baby, you need help.
After which she lets out a blood-curdling scream.
What the?
At this point, the man notices that the woman appears to have no eyes, only black.
That's what I was saying too. Like, I was over here looking for a little bit. I'm like, why she look the way she looked? Like, it looked deformed. I'm like, no, bro. That was weird. All right, bet. I'm gonna keep on driving. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. This whole picture, it screams, this is not right. It's abnormal. I'm not doing it. All right, bro. I'm gonna keep on going.
It's only black sockets. Terrified by her reaction and appearance, the driver quickly just gets out of there. He says that he called the police, but they never found this mysterious woman. So just what do you think is going on here? And what would you do in this same situation?
Keep driving.
The Woman in White. Duke's Top 5 viewer and paranormal investigator Mark Reyes emailed me about a video that he captured with his family while on a ghost hunt at the Evangelical Spiritual Church in Cicero, Illinois. The church was once used as a funeral home and is said to be extremely haunted. It's the middle of the night and Rick and his family are investigating the church when suddenly their EMF meter detects something that they can't see. What happens next is truly chilling.
Are you afraid? That room over there is scary. Have you seen it? This one, come here. This one. This is a private office.
So you can't be in there.
No, I'm saying that it's open because we could.
Did you see it? A woman who seems to be wearing a white gown can be seen standing behind the family on the far side of the church. Ricky says that his daughter felt a presence as she looked back, but that none of them actually saw the mysterious woman at the time. It wasn't until they returned home that they discovered what they had captured. So could this eerie figure possibly be the spirit of one of the people who passed through the funeral home? Let me know what you think. We need scary videos, so if you see something that you think would be perfect for the top 5, send it to us at nukestop5@gmail.com. The Burial Mounds. Paranormal investigator Ian from the YouTube channel Midwest Ghost Hunter is back with another investigation, this time at the mysterious Native American burial mounds at the Crow Wing River in Minnesota. Many people claim to have experienced terrifying paranormal activity at the burial mounds. Some have heard the strange sound of phantom drums and disembodied voices, and some visitors even claim that they have seen glowing apparitions at the site. Curious about the claims, Ian decides to do an overnight investigation in the hopes of capturing paranormal evidence. Things quickly take a very creepy turn as Ian searches for one of the burial mounds.
And walking through.
I'm not the kind of person to go walking through some woods late at night. I probably would, but I'd be terrified the whole time. I'd be terrified the whole time. It's nothing but darkness and trees around you. You don't know what's gonna pop up. It could be an animal, or ain't no telling what you're gonna find in the woods. That's why I be saying, when it comes to like camping, I'm not going camping. I don't trust it. There's too much unknown out there. Like once the sun go down, it's a whole nother playing field, and I'm just not with that. I can call me scary if you want to. I don't care, but I like to be safe. I like to be safe, so I'm not gonna be the adventurous person to be like, oh yeah, let's go out to the woods and camp the woods, and not me. No cabin in the woods, none of that. I'm not doing none of that. I'm not going walking no trail late at night. I ain't doing none of that. Like, I would have to only do it for a video. If it's not for a video, I'm not doing it. If it ain't for no video, I'm not doing it. I don't trust the wilderness. I don't trust the forest. Outside, in the dark, surrounded in dark, that's just a whole setup. It sounds like a setup. Not doing that. Not doing that.
I thought I heard something.
You got every right to be.
Ooh, holy shit. Okay. All right. Okay, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm not going crazy. I don't know if I should try this, but I'm going to try walking backwards because I want to see what's coming up behind me.
Is this one the other way?
Honestly, I don't even like walking backwards because I don't know what's ahead of me. Is there somebody out here with me? Oh my God! Holy!
I heard that. I don't know if it said no or help or something, but it sounded like it answered him. It sounded like it is nope. Nah, man. It's just too. It's too much around you, man. It's way too much. Way too. It's the ambience. I think I said the ambience. Just everything around. It just messes with your senses. Yo. It's just everything is just peaked up there. So the smallest thing, footsteps, you can hear voices. No, man. Why would you set yourself up for that? Why? Why rack your brain like that? Why?
Holy shit. That scared me so bad.
Yeah.
It was a straight up voice from thin air. It was as if somebody was standing like right there. Hello?
Ian hears footsteps following him. Then he hears a loud, indiscernible voice. He's now a little freaked out, but he continues his search until he finally finds one of the Native American burial mounds. What happens next is truly disturbing.
All right, here's mound number 2. I'm actually not going to say anything this time. I'm actually just going to listen. Oh my god, I'm hearing all kinds of things over here. It sounds like voices, but they're so faint.
A female voice can be heard speaking, almost as if someone at the burial mound is having a long, involved conversation. But it's something else that really spooks Ian as he explores the Crow Wing River's edge. Something truly terrifying.
Even though there's not much going on right now, it's a lot of fun just being out here. Out in the wilderness. Even though it's dark, I can barely see 10 feet ahead of me. Holy sh! Just when I said it was fun being out here. Pretty sure that was a goose back there, splashing in the water.
Of all things, Ian's biggest scare so far comes from the sudden sound of a honking goose.
Holy sh!
Eventually, Ian finds another burial mound. Now, Ian knows that he might not be able to communicate in English with the spirits of the Native Americans buried there. So, he decides to just listen. What happens next is truly bizarre.
Okay, I just heard talking. That sounds like a male voice. Could you speak again? Oh my god!
Whoa.
Dude, there was a face! I just seen a face! That was a glowing face!
Ooh.
Oh my god, I cannot believe that! Dude, his face just appeared right there! Right there! Oh my god, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen! It's one thing to see a light, a mist, even a shadow, but a face? A face! It looked like a man, too. It looked like a Native American man.
Ian hears another low voice speaking from somewhere nearby. A pale face then quickly appears and disappears from right out of the darkness. Ian is shocked by what he has captured and deems his paranormal investigation a huge success. So did Ian capture the voices and face of lingering Native American spirits buried at the Crow Wing River? Let me know what you think. You can watch this entire investigation and many more spooky adventures over on the YouTube channel, Midwest Ghost Hunter, the Sanhaven Sanatorium. Nuke's Top 5 viewer Ricky and his sister Vicky set out to explore the old abandoned Sanhaven Sanatorium near Dunseith, North Dakota. The sanatorium was built in 1912 as a treatment center for patients suffering from tuberculosis. Many of these patients did not survive. They passed away inside the walls of the Sanhaven Sanatorium. In the 1960s, the hospital became a treatment center for the mentally impaired. However, it was eventually closed in 1987 after many reports of patient mistreatment and neglect. The Sanhaven Sanatorium is now known as a paranormal hotspot, and to this day, those with an interest in the supernatural travel to the hospital to explore, hoping to experience paranormal activity.
I wouldn't mind going. I kind of do want to go ghost hunting. I kind of would. I would like to do that. So I don't know. Maybe sometime in the future I'll do that. But I definitely wouldn't mind going to some buildings, yeah, doing some ghost hunting. I wouldn't. I'd be scared out of my mind, but I definitely would do it. And I definitely would do it. I think I'd be the only one, at least in my family, that's open for that. I definitely would do something like that. I think it'd be a cool little thrill. But yeah, I definitely would do that for sure.
So, Ricky and his sister are carefully exploring the creepy old decaying building. They experience something downright creepy.
No, I found some more. Well, come on, let me have that.
Couldn't tell you.
That's creepy as
Man, this building's getting pretty bad. Is that you? That wasn't you, was it?
No.
Sounds like someone's upstairs. There's someone upstairs. There's someone upstairs. Hello? Hello? Where are you at?
Now, it should be noted that this odd event can be explained away as simply water rattling around in the building's old rusty pipes. In fact, if you look closely, this isn't even a water pipe at all. It's actually a piece of old metal electrical conduit that has been cut in half. Nevertheless, it moves and rattles as if shaken by some unknown force. Ricky and his sister are a bit freaked out and worried that they might not be alone in the sanatorium. However, even if there was someone else upstairs, it would be impossible for that person to even reach this metal conduit to make it move. So this creepy capture remains a mystery.
Yeah, it's creepy.
Is that you?
The thing down the hall. A group of friends from Madrid, Spain are hanging out when they suddenly hear strange sounds coming from the bathroom down the hall.
¿Están escuchando? Soy yo. Se están escuchando mazo de ruidos, tú. Soy viene del baño.
No vaya, está loco,
Mano.
¿Qué es lo que quiere que vayas?
Mano.
Poco.
Una polla. Una polla.
No.
Ocho, para.
Ay, tú, hermano, ¿qué haces? ¿Estás loco?
Se está escuchando desde el baño.
Escúchame. Puedes tener ahí, hermano.
¿Hola?
Una polla. Hermano, esto es mal rollo,
¿Hay alguien ahí? No. Hermano.
Tira, vamos a ver qué.
Hermano, no.
Acércate un momento. Tira. Asoma la cámara. Acércate lo que hay, no hay nada.
Oh, that scared the hell out of me. Oh. Oh, that scared the hell out of me. Oh, my God. Oh. I don't want to hit play. That scared the hell out of me. Oh my God. I can't. Ooh, if I was to see that in person. Ooh. I probably would have froze. I probably been sitting there looking at it froze. Like, scared, like, yeah, I probably would have hit one of them, like, oh my God. Oh, my eyes is watering. Man. I can't imagine running in something like that. In your house? What do you do in a situation like that? What do you possibly do when you peek around the corner and you see something like that staring at you? What do you do? I want to know what y'all would do. What would y'all do if you seen that peeking at you, not even staring at you as you peek around the corner? What would you do?
The guys are hesitant to look inside the bathroom, but when
As
they
you
do,
should.
something horrifying can be seen staring back at
Ooh,
them.
boy,
User
that's
Ain
scary,
Holval
bro.
shares the video to TikTok with the caption, "What the hell was in my bathroom?"
Right.
Now, it's certainly very creepy, but is it real?
Good
Or is it
question.
all just an elaborate TikTok hoax? You decide.
If it's real or not. If something like that picking at me in my bathroom, shower. It might be fake. That might possibly be fake. They could probably staged it for TikTok, but man, that's a good scare. That's a really good scare. To scare anybody, that's a really good scare. So.
Genuine Intrigue. New homeowner and Reddit user Genuine Intrigue has been finding evidence that some kind of animal has been walking around his backyard late at night. Curious to see what kind of animal it might be, he decides to look through the footage recorded by his motion-detecting security camera. But what he finds sends a chill down his spine. During a soft rain, a translucent figure seems to slowly walk through the backyard. Reddit user Genuine Intrigue has no explanation for this bizarre capture. But what do you think this is? Holden Avenue. Popular urban explorer Chris Hill from the YouTube channel Urbex Hill sets out to explore Holden Avenue, an entirely abandoned street in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, it's unknown why the street was left abandoned, other than it sits in an incredibly dangerous neighborhood. Multiple bodies have been found on this street, and each of the deceased met their end under mysterious and horrifying circumstances. So, dragging around his balls of steel, Chris Hill makes it his mission to record and document the abandoned buildings on Holden Avenue before they are demolished. In the middle of the night, Chris begins his exploration at the abandoned First Hungarian Baptist Church. He soon realizes that he might have made a huge mistake.
I could have swore I heard something.
I don't like this situation. I don't like this situation. I don't like this situation.
You think that's an animal?
I do not like this situation.
That's weird. It's upstairs.
My heart racing. I don't like this situation.
As Chris is exploring the basement, he hears strange noises, but can't identify the source. Then a door above him on the ground floor just slams shut. Chris quickly makes his way upstairs to investigate. And what happens next is downright creepy.
I don't know. Something about this is not sitting right with me. Something about this is not sitting right with me. Ever since he got stuck and he walked through the hallway and he stood there for a second, and you got two things. You got the left side of the open room and the right side of the open room, and then you got another one right in front of you. I just didn't like the situation. I don't. Something about this little video right here, I don't know. I could be overthinking it, possibly, but I do not like this situation. My heart racing. It's talking to me, and like, I don't like this situation. I do not like this situation. I could be tripping, but I don't like this situation.
There's somebody outside.
Chris finds nothing and no one to explain why the door slammed shut. But when reviewing his footage at home, he realizes that he captured more than he thought. A 4K static camera that he placed inside the church's chapel reveals that something seems to move towards the door just before it slams shut. Another static camera shows something pale and translucent moving around the pews while Chris is in the room. But that's not all that Chris captured that night, because after a thorough walkthrough of the church, Chris decides to check out one of the abandoned houses on Holton Avenue. It did not go well.
This is sketchy. This cannot be safe.
Why would you go down there, bro? Why would you go down there? My senses is tingling, man. It don't look like something to go down, bro. Why would you go down there? I don't get it. I do not get it.
Find a body down here.
Don't say that.
It actually looks like it's just underneath the house. It's not really a basement. It's still creeping.
Why would you go down there?
Sorry. Didn't know nobody lived here.
While checking out the house's basement, Chris hears movement on the floor above him. Freaked out by the sound, he quickly starts making his way out of there. But there's someone inside with him, peeking out from behind a curtain. The man seems to be living in the abandoned home. Chris knows the horrifying stories of the people who met a tragic end on Holton Avenue, so he quickly just gets out of the house.
Man, he had a pole
And with
in
that,
too, man.
Chris has had about enough. He decides to just head home.
Now,
That is one of my fears too. You know, doing some investigating in something abandoned. You don't know who living in it, and you don't want to go through something like that. You see, dude popped out with a stick on him. Excuse me, dude popped out with a stick on him. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful doing stuff like that. You gotta be careful.
Now, for obvious reasons, I advise everyone watching this to just stay away from Holton Avenue. But if you want to see more of Chris's explorations, you can find them all on his YouTube channel, Urbex Hill. Free Fall. TikTok user Jalen Rich is hanging out with a friend on the boardwalk in Santa Cruz, California a little after closing time. Something happens that freaks them both out.
Okay, but the boardwalk closed like half an hour ago.
This is scary.
Okay, I'm really kind of this. No one's on there. Is there? Okay, I totally saw something.
Me too.
Someone appears to be seated on the Santa Cruz Boardwalk freefall ride, even though the ride is supposed to be closed. But then, whoever or whatever it is seems to disappear into thin air. Jalen explains that both she and her friend saw someone sitting on the ride and have no idea how to explain what happened. Now, the Santa Cruz Boardwalk opened in 1907 and has seen at least 3 confirmed fatal accidents over the last 116 years. One rumor even states that a park visitor tragically broke their neck on this very ride. So could it be that Jalen captured the spirit of someone who never made it out of the park? You decide. Followed home. TikTok user Francisco Javier claims that strange things have been happening at his home in Spain after exploring an abandoned farm he came across one day in the middle of nowhere. He says that the farm is a place of intense paranormal activity.
Vale. Que no sé, tío. Está por aquí. Creo que está por aquí. ¿Hola? Escúchenlo. ¿Qué va? Coña. Ahora sí me lo hizo detrás de mí. Ahora sí me lo hizo detrás de mí.
Francisco is recording at the farm when a door slams shut right behind him. After his days exploring the farm, he believes that something might have followed him home.
Empiezo a grabar porque estoy escuchando sonidos desde el baño muy raros y estoy solo en un
Francisco believes that he might be dealing with multiple entities as he begins to hear taunting voices, laughing, and even the sound of intense crying in the night.
That sounded like a mix between a cat and a child. But either or, it don't sound pleasant. It don't sound pleasant at all. That sounded demonic. That does not sound pleasant whatsoever. Whatever that is most definitely taunting you. Most definitely taunting you. Oh boy.
The chilling sound of a baby crying sends Francisco off to search his entire apartment, but he finds nothing to explain the sound. Another night and things escalate to another level when Francisco's Amazon Alexa begins to behave very strangely and absolutely terrifying.
Alexa me da un susto de muerte.
Escucha. Mira, se acaba de conectar. ¡Qué susto!
Francisco says that his Alexa is disconnected, yet it calls out in Spanish, "Go to the window. I want to see you."
Mira, se acaba de conectar. ¡Qué susto!
And that's not the only time that this happens.
Coño.
A female voice coming from the Alexa laughs out loud but then stops as soon as Francisco comes around the corner. Then an entirely different, lower and creepier voice calls out, "Hola." Francisco has had enough, but he has no idea how to stop the terrifying activity. He tries to continue living his life as if nothing has happened. But then one night when he's hanging out just watching TV, this happens.
Escuchen, acabo de empezar a escuchar a tocar desde esa puerta. ¿Están tocando desde ahí? ¿O es cosa mía? Míralo, míralo. ¿Hola? No puede ser. ¿Qué coño es eso? ¿Qué coño es eso, tío? ¿Qué coño es eso? ¿Qué cojones? Hay una luz aquí encendida también. ¿Era eso, loco? ¿Qué coño era eso? No hay nada, tío. ¡Uf! ¡Qué puto susto, loco!
Francisco is startled by knocking coming from his hallway door. When he stands up to check it out, he spots what appears to be a small child looking in through the window. Shocked by what he's seeing, he quickly opens the door only to find no one there. Whoever or whatever this is has disappeared. So did something follow Francisco home from the abandoned farm that he explored? Could it even be multiple spirits? And if you were in his shoes, just what would you do?
¡Qué susto!
Thanks for watching. If you haven't already.
I ain't gonna lie, in a situation like that, I'd have a pants full of brown stuff. I'd be terrified out of my mind. Oh, I'll be terrified out of my mind. Oh my God. I feel for him, man. I wouldn't be in that house after the first situation. I wouldn't be in there, bro. I would have got up out of there. You feel me? Nah, man. That was scary. That was scary. Anyways, I'm done talking, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. I know it's been a while. I'm gonna try to get back to this as quickly as possible. But in the meantime, out.